Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to some of the researchers at the University of Virginia and learn about their research. Earth is heating up because we keep burning coal. We need electrical energies for our houses, cars, computers, and everywhere. That is why we burn coal to generate electricity. But that makes the air dirty and the water dirty. So these researchers try to find a different, clean way to produce electricity. I'm going to go to their lab and see how they do their research. Come and join me. So what kind of research do you do every day?
My research is computational and it is mainly focused on energy harvesting and specifically thermoelectrics. So I have colleagues who do experiments and I back the results up by doing some simulation. And sometimes it works vice versa, like I predict some potential candidates and ask for experiments. Briefly, I would say it is a combination of programming and physics and maybe a little bit math.
Is it fun doing research?
Yeah, it is. So, we're doing thermoelectrics, and yeah, there are some really fun properties. Thermoelectric materials can convert waste heat into electricity for other use. My work mostly focuses on 2D materials, while the interest in 2D materials starts with the successful experimental discovery of graphene in 2004. Graphene is just a single layer of carbon atoms. This was achieved by the Scotch tape method. People exfoliate some graphite flakes with just the Scotch tapes, and they find that they can actually see atomic layer thin pieces under the microscope. After that, people find that there are many more layered materials that they can exfoliate. So I'm working to measure the thermoelectric properties of these materials.
What is your research?
Well, my research is solid-state thermionic devices based on two-dimensional van der Waals heterostructures. Solid-state thermionic devices are basically thermal to electrical energy converter and vice versa. These devices can work either as power generator, where they convert heat energy to electrical energy, or as Peltier cooler, where they pump heat from the cold side to the hot side. These devices are nanoscale devices, which means they have dimensions in the nanometer regime. One of the important applications of these nanoscale cooling devices is to regulate temperature in small inaccessible areas, such as embedded hotspots of a computer chip. I do both theoretical simulations and experimental characterizations. In theory side, I make heterostructured devices based on different 2D materials like graphene, tungsten diselenide, molybdenum disulfide, and I theoretically calculate the efficiency of those devices. If I find a device that has expected level of efficiency, we reach out to our collaborators to fabricate the device. And when the devices are ready, I characterize them in our lab. Final step of my work is to compare the theoretical and experimental performance of the devices and try to find ways to get performance close to the theoretical prediction.
Do you have an analogy to help me understand your work?
The way big sports clubs identify new talents, that's really very similar to how we identify new materials for our thermoelectric applications. The clubs, they have two teams. One team works on the background, one team works on the foreground. The team that works on the background, their job is to analyze a lot of data on a lot of players. These players can be, some of them are very good, some of them are not very good. So their main job is to identify the good and the bad. And when we have a list of players which are potentially good, then they are invited for a trial by the team that works on the foreground. These trials are mainly to showcase their talents in real life, and when this is the final stage of their I would say recruitment, and when a player passes this final test, he is finally offered the chance to play in the team. So this is also very similar to how we come up or select a material, a new material that can be good candidate for thermoelectric applications, because before experimenting on a material, we first analyze potential materials from every angle possible. We simulate their performances in different kind of circumstances, and when we sort of have the sort of agree that this material is really a good candidate, then we go on to making those materials and we test those materials in real life. So this is the how we do researches in our lab.